Okay, new document. Title: Mark's resume. That's a start. Now, experience. My mind is completely blank. I've done nothing. A few part-time jobs, university projects, but no real experience. How do you write a resume when you have nothing to write?
Most students believe a resume is a record of their past jobs.
Isn't it? That's what every example online looks like. A list of impressive titles at impressive companies.
That's one way to see it, but it's a limiting one. It makes you feel like your history must be perfect before you can even start.
Exactly. I feel like I need a good job to get a good resume, but I need a good resume to get a good job. It's a circle you can't win.
Let's reframe it. A resume is not a history of your past. It's an argument for your future.
An argument? What am I arguing?
You are arguing that you have the potential to solve a company's problems. Your experience isn't the list of jobs you've had. It's the collection of evidence you use to make that argument.
Evidence? Okay. But what if I don't have any evidence? That's my problem.
You do. You just don't recognize it as evidence yet. We think experience only comes from a full-time, paid position with a formal title.
Yes, because that's what people mean when they say work experience.
It's a common and understandable belief. It's clear, it's simple, and it feels professional. But it quietly fails young people because it ignores 80% of their lives. It dismisses the very places where they've learned the most.
Like university?
University, volunteer roles, part-time jobs, even personal projects. The new way to think is this. Anytime you solved a problem, completed a project, or made something better, that is experience.
I had a group project in my marketing class last semester. It was difficult. The team wasn't organized.
Tell me more. What was the problem?
Nobody was communicating. We had different parts of the project, but no one knew what anyone else was doing. Deadlines were being missed.
And what did you do?
I couldn't stand the chaos, so I suggested we use a simple project management tool online. I set it up, broke the project down into small tasks, and assigned them to each person with a clear deadline.
What was the result?
We actually finished 2 days early, and our professor said our presentation was one of the most professional she'd seen. It was the first time I learned how to properly articulate a group strategy.
That is experience. It's powerful evidence.
But it was just a class project. It feels strange to put that on a real resume.
Why? You faced a common business problem, poor communication and project management. You took initiative, you implemented a solution, and you achieved a positive result. An employer would be very interested in that story.
So I should create a section called University Projects?
Exactly, or academic experience. The title is less important than the evidence you present within it. You're not just listing a project, you're showcasing problem-solving skills.
Okay, that makes sense. I can think of a couple of other projects. But what about my part-time job? I worked in a cafe for a year. All I did was take orders and make coffee.
This is the second big turning point. Most people believe they should list their duties. Took orders, made coffee, cleaned tables.
Right, that's what I did.
And again, it's understandable, it's factual. But it fails because it tells an employer what you were required to do, not what you achieved. It's passive. The new way to think is to shift from listing responsibilities to describing accomplishments.
An accomplishment? My biggest accomplishment was not spilling hot coffee on anyone.
Let's look deeper. Was the cafe ever busy?
It was chaos, especially the morning rush from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. There was a line out the door.
And what was your role in that chaos?
I was on the main espresso machine. I had to get the drinks out as fast as possible.
How did you do that? Did you develop a system?
Sort of. I learned to group the orders. I'd make all the cappuccinos at once, then all the lattes. I memorized the most common orders to save time. I kept my station really organized so I never had to look for anything.
So you didn't just make coffee. You managed a high-pressure situation by creating an efficient workflow. Can you quantify that in any way?
I don't know the exact numbers, but on a typical morning, I probably made over 50 drinks in that 1 hour.
Perfect. So made coffee becomes served over 50 customers per hour during peak morning rush by developing an efficient drink preparation system.
Wow, that sounds much better. It sounds like a real job.
It was a real job. You just learned how to describe the skill behind the task. You are showing not just what you did, but how you did it and the impact it had. You made things faster and smoother. That's an achievement.
Okay, this is a huge shift for me, but I still feel like I'm just writing sentences. I see resumes online with these perfect punchy bullet points. How do you actually write them?
This is the third step, and it's simpler than it looks. Most students think they just need to write a sentence describing what they did. I organized a student club event.
I have that exact line written down on my draft.
It's a good start, but it's incomplete. It tells us the what, but not the why or the so what. It's missing a key component. The new way is a simple formula. Start with an action verb, then briefly explain what you did, and critically end with the result or the purpose of your action.
Action verb. What I did, result. Can you give me an example?
Let's use your student club event. The action verb is organized. What you did is a student club event. Now, why did you do it? What was the result?
We wanted to get more students to join the club. After the event, our membership went up by about 30 people.
Great. So the bullet point becomes, organized a welcome event for 75 students, resulting in a 20% increase in club membership.
That is so much more specific, and it feels solid. It feels tangible.
Exactly. It gives the reader a clear picture of your capability. You're not just saying you're organized, you're providing a story with numbers that proves it. Let's try it with another one.
Okay. In my computer science class, I helped build a small website for a local charity. It wasn't paid. We just did it to learn.
Perfect. What was the purpose of the website?
They needed an easier way for people to sign up to volunteer. Their old system was just a messy email inbox.
What action verb could you use instead of helped build?
Developed? Collaborated?
Both are good. Let's use developed. What was the result?
The charity coordinator told us that their volunteer signups doubled in the first month because it was so much easier.
There is your bullet point. Developed a new volunteer registration website for a local charity, doubling signups in the first month.
Okay, I think I'm starting to get this. The formula makes it feel less like creative writing and more like building something. Action, task, result.
Yes, it's a system for translating your experiences into the language of accomplishment.
This all makes sense, Sarah, but I have to be honest, a part of me is resisting this. It feels like exaggeration. I was just a cashier. I was just a student. Describing my cafe job like I was some kind of efficiency expert feels a little dishonest. If this is all true, why do so many good students still struggle to write about themselves?
That is a very important question. The resistance you feel is not about dishonesty. It's about self-perception. We are taught to be humble about our work, especially when we are starting out. We see our own experiences from the inside. We see the mess, the uncertainty, the smallness of our role.
Right. I remember being stressed and just trying to get through the day. I wasn't thinking about developing an efficient workflow.
Of course not. You were just doing the job well. But a resume is not a diary of your feelings. It's an external view of your actions and their results. You are not exaggerating. You are translating. You are translating your day-to-day actions into the professional skills they represent. Time management, efficiency under pressure, customer service.
So I need to learn to see myself from an employer's perspective.
Precisely. An employer doesn't know you. They only know what's on the page. That page has to validate your skills. So let's connect everything. The goal isn't just to fill a page. The goal is to build an argument. First, you expand your idea of experience to include projects, volunteering, and part-time work. This gives you your evidence. Second, you stop listing duties and start describing accomplishments. This makes your evidence powerful. Third, you use the action task result formula to write clear, tangible bullet points. This makes your evidence easy to understand.
So the whole resume becomes a single focused document. Every single line is a piece of proof that I have potential.
Yes, it's not a history book. It's a marketing document for your future self. Each component is chosen carefully.
The evidence from my projects helps articulate my technical skills, and the evidence from my cafe job can quantify my ability to work under pressure. It all fits.
And you have tangible results for both.
So I don't need more experience to start. I just need a better way to talk about the experience I already have.
Exactly. The raw material is already there. You just needed the tools to shape it.
I'm looking at this blank page now, and it doesn't feel scary anymore. It feels like an opportunity. I actually have things to write.
And for everyone listening to Modern Skills in English, we hope this conversation was helpful.
We're always curious about what you're struggling with. Let us know in the comments what topic you'd like us to explore next.